Have you felt a personal shift in your, I don't know, popularity, or maybe, what has it meant to you, the release of the Muse?
Well, a lot has happened. I mean,
Yeah.
just within our lives. We recorded it a little less than a year ago, and so recording the Muse, we did it in Nashville, Tennessee, right? And it was produced by Buddy Miller, who's someone we respect a lot. We'd never met him before, but it was kind of the beginning and recording the album of this sort of coming together in Nashville. I just moved there. Oliver moved there a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Jono Ricks, our drummer.
Yeah, I know it's Matt.
He's lived there for a few years. Actually, our tour manager and sound front of house person, sound engineer, Kenny Redwaza, lives there. So the whole we've all kind of come together in Nashville.
We all came from different places and ended up there.
We kind of feel like this record is the beginning of a new little era for us, because we're all finally living in the same city after all these years, and we can actually do things like rehearse and
kind of a full
write
circle
together,
moment.
and it's very exciting in that way.
Well, it's wonderful, and that you've been out now on this tour for a while. I know you're also headed to Europe in April, I think, and I know you've been there before. But last time I don't think Muse was out. This time I'm just curious, what is it like across the pond? Do your audiences vary? Do your shows vary? Are they different?
It's a lot like, I mean, it's kind of like starting over when we go there.
Yeah.
Because there might be some people that know who we are, but we've spent years over here in the States building slowly and gradually a fan base.
Yeah.
So when you go to Europe, there may, thanks to the internet and today's technology, there's a lot of people who know who we are, but we generally play smaller places, and less people know who we are. So it's a little more raw, like we start when we started here in the States. But,
yeah.
Yeah. So.
And again, your music just really in my humble opinion, lends itself to intimate clubs and that kind of a feeling.
Yeah, it's fun to play in intimate places.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's great.
One of the things I really want to ask you about is the writing process. Again, I'm first and foremost a fan. The lyrics, to me, are just poetry set to music. And I'm curious, does the melody come first? Do the words come first? Can you just give me a little bit about the writing process and maybe a little insight to where some of the beautiful words, I know in the New York Times was talking about in the Muse how gripping the line is that you wrote, I believe it's did you had a baby, and that your greatest work yet, or how did it go? Your finest work yet, and
yeah, and it's it's just a song, so
It's top secret information.
oh well, that's what I'm here for. I'm working.
Well, I mean, I'm saying it's doesn't mean I had a baby or somebody had. I mean, I've never had a baby. my wife did, but wait, what was the question?
Well, I'll take any answer about your writing. I'm just such a fan of your words.
So we were talking about the writing process. There's so many ways. Like, so many times Chris and Jono, for instance, they'll just be warming up on stage, and they'll just improvise and play these great grooves. And so immediately, right, I get my iPhone and we record it, and oftentimes that's the seeds of a new song. So sometimes the beat comes first. Like on Honey Jar, and I remember Chris and John were doing just that. We were about to have a rehearsal, and they were just goofing around us. We were just all like, "Hey, that's cool. We'll have to do something with that." And then, a year later, words and the rest of it came together. So,
but then you approach it from any way possible. So you just write stuff that comes to mind.
Yeah.
In a notebook that might have nothing to do with any music you're aware of, and like the song on the Muse. Song Neon Tombstone, where I had the chorus but I didn't have anything else. And,
yes.
And Oliver heard that and said, I have some verses I think would go with that, and we just put them together.
Put our notebooks together.
Super cool. Super cool. I have to ask about your covers also, because Angel, to me, is one of my favorite covers ever. Angel, and also Buckets of Rain, I think it was a Dylan tune.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about where the covers come from, and is it just something you've loved and then you try your hand at it? And I just find them to be amazing, and they're some of my favorites. And I'm going to make sure this is still recording, because I'm not sure that it is anymore. It stopped. Oh no, okay, maybe it still is. I'm new to this technology.
Got the red, I see red.
Yeah, I see red.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Well, I think as far as covers go, obviously we pick stuff that we really, songs that we love, whether it's And then, I don't know, for singing out, I feel like we try to pick ones that we can relate to the story or the poetry or whatever, just has some kind of emotional impact that I like to
Make your own.
make our own, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the strategy sometimes too, is when we do a cover, is to try to do it our own way.
Yeah, we'll change the rhythm and something about it, give it a different feel, you know. We do a weird cover of PYT, you know.
Michael
Oh, I can't wait to look. I've not heard that
Has
one yet.
less to do with, you know, relating to poetry or anything.
Yeah.
More to do with just, it was some funny thing that we
Yeah.
did for The Onion, but then we made a video, or The Onion made a video of it, and people liked it.
It went
and
on.
so, like, it's been one of these songs that has been requested more at shows lately. We started doing it more. But, you know, we can't do it like MJ, so we kind of have our own style of doing it. We
Oh,
have to
we sure do.
slow it down a little bit and just put our thing on it, whatever that is.
Oh, terrific. Well, I'll have to look for that one for sure, because the other ones just blew me away. Let's see, so I already hit that one. I did want to ask about the art on your website. I'm curious, you seem to put out more artwork than bands do, whether it's posters, your postcards. Is someone here in the band doing that art? Are you one of your significant others? Or there seems to be a lot of really wonderful art coming out.
Oh, it's more a combination of the posters. Every tour we try to have
Uh-huh.
at least a couple posters, and you know, there's artists out there, great poster artists, and we sort of try to tap into this network of these guys, and it's
Oh,
fun.
they're
It's sort of a
beautiful.
fun side thing that
Yeah.
we do, and then we try to feature it on the website because they just come up with great stuff. But earlier, a couple years ago, we did a contest because there's song Postcards from Hell, and
Mhm.
we wanted people to help us come up with images for a postcard from hell, and we got a whole bunch of great entries, and so that's something else that's one of our merch items too, that
Yeah.
is 6 of these postcards from hell.
Oh, it's just such a nice thing to offer, and I think it just lends itself to your fans, because they're all, at least the ones I know, are a very artsy bunch, and they're really beautiful, really beautiful. I love that you offer that. 2 other questions, and I'm sorry, I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
Fine.
And I know this is a new album, and you're out in support of it, but and you're so busy, but are you, picking up inspiration along the way? Are you looking towards the next album? Are you thinking something
Absolutely.
live?
All
Or
the time,
can I get
yeah.
a little scoop
Yeah,
of doop
absolutely.
on that?
What's the scoop of news?
Well, we get most of our inspirations, a lot of them when we're on the road, because we get to see, especially like in the summertime when we play festivals, we get to see other bands, and so that's always been inspiration. And then weird, happy and sad things happen on the road,
Yeah.
and we tend to write about those. And, maybe the casino will spark something.
Oh, you never know. You never know. Well, I am just so excited and looking forward to what you've got. I mean, this news came out. I was looking forward to it, and it's really special. Now, my wrap-up question did she really ask that? And I'm curious with you artsy types, you musicians, do you all each of you have a book you remember as a child, your favorite childhood book?
Yeah, a couple.
Can you give me one of them?
Well, what is the one called? It's the carpenter and the alligator. The checker players.
The Checker
The Checker
Player.
Players is this incredible children's story about, has 2 characters, a bear who sort of represents your stereotypical northern Yankee
Okay.
kind of type, and then on the other side of the river is the alligator, which represents, sort of a laid-back southerner, loosely has these stereotypes, and it's just about them getting together and their personalities clashing, and then how they work together. And the bear is very anal and makes lots of plans. He's a great carpenter, and the alligator just kind of is more improvisational, can come up with things on the spot, little fixes, building something out of just what's ever lying around.
This sounds like your band a little
It's
bit.
really, it's an amazing book,
Yeah.
Well, I relate to it still because, Oliver and I are sort of like that.
Yeah.
In a way, like, south and north-south. I went, immediately after I left the house and went to school, I went to the Northeast, and
Yeah.
I thought, I was thinking I'm going to be a jazz musician, and I went right to New York City and kind of became a Yankee. And Oliver was attracted to, somehow ended up in Atlanta and in the South, and picked up a lot of what the South has, it's like, so it's so cool that after all this time we're coming together and bringing those worlds together. So I don't know, I just think of that book, it's kind of
I love that.
representational.
So it wasn't a dumb question to ask. John, do you have a favorite book when you were a kid you remember sticks out in your mind?
I remember loving a Ray Bradbury book called Something Wicked This Way Comes.
Oh man, that was a good
Really?
That was a good one.
So you're about, what, like 8 when you read that?
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, I remember that. Just the feel of certain scenes in that book.
See, I think this is a good question. Do you have one that sticks out for you?
I remember Where the Red Fern Grows.
Where the red fern grows.
Yeah, that was kind of
That's a good
tear jerker about a kid and his hunting dog.
Red-bone coonhound.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah.
I have a. They say my dog's a red-bone coonhound.
Oh, that's the kind from the book. Yeah, I also remember The Shining.
Yeah, no, that's
I
so
was
wow.
Really?
reading The Shining.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we-
like being about 12 or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And I was about, because you were reading it, and
Yeah.
I'm younger, and so
Yeah.
I just like, well, I'm going to read it too, because that's what Big Brother's doing. And,
Love you.
It's powerful. I mean,
what happened?
Powerful.
Yeah,
under.
yeah.
Damaged.
Oh, well, those are great answers, and I'm glad I asked the question. I wasn't sure, but
That's a
I
good question. We
It
never
is
had
good.
that one. Never had that.
Terrific. I got one that's not been asked, because you never
That's
know.
a fresh one.
Especially with you artsy types, you know,
Yeah.
you just never know. Mine is the 5 Chinese brothers, just in case you were curious. Do you remember that one?
No.
One of the brothers could hold the C in his mouth. One could, not be burnt. It was just when it was one of
Ooh,
those
that's
weird.
cool.
It was a much
Like
younger
a
book.
mythology thing or something.
Yeah, but it was much younger. I think I was like 5 when I saw it. So
Yeah.
it was a much younger children's book, but it's an old book. And each brother had a certain special talent,
Right.
and they all looked the same. And by using these talents, they all got out of this punishment and got to go
Mhm.
home to their mom. And it just, I remember
5 Chinese
5
brothers?
Chinese
Five.
brothers,
It's like
5.
Yeah.
pentatonic scale.
Yeah, and they could hold the
5.
ocean in their mouth. It was really odd, but thank you for answering my questions, and especially thank you for your time. I'm going to try and talk about the shitar on radio. I'm going to do my best, my very best, and we'll be watching your tour. We'll keep talking about it on air and following you
you
as
so
you
much.
go. Thank you so much. I really
Appreciate it.
appreciate your time.
you.
Can't wait to see you tonight.
All right.
Thanks so much. Oh, how super cool. Thank you for your time.
All right.
Thank you,
Awesome.
guys.
We're really excited. We've got a friend that just took the ferry over from Long Island
Oh,
to
yeah?
see y'all. He said, come on
Oh.
down. My New Orleans friend, actually, so I'm
Oh,
really
cool.
excited. Yeah. Thanks so much. We'll be out there
All right,
watching.
Thank
Take
you.
care. And we'll be able to thank Kenny on the way out.
Absolutely. He's
Absolutely.
probably just up there taking
Next
a
time I
working.
set up an interview, it's going to be just with you. We're going to have something to highlight you.
Okay.
John. I really
Kinda
appreciate
shitar.
it. Is there,
I'm Jono. I didn't get to say hi.
Hi,
you know,
Jono.
is there
I'm
any
Kat.
chance, would I be pushing it if I asked to do one picture
Not at all.
with you guys before I
do it.
left?
Let's do it.
Oh, Kat, here, just would you do it like from there?
Of course, yes.
All you gotta do is, I'll take this from you. All you gotta do is just hit that bottom circle a bunch of times.
do that.
Thank you. Can I get rid of my old lady glasses too?
Come on in.
Thank you. Awesome.
Bunch of times.
Yeah.
Whole bunch, we'll get one good one.
All right. That's like 7 times.
Yeah, you got it?
I look good
That's
on picture
awesome.
3.
Thanks. Thank you all so much. I really appreciate it. Wish you the most success possible in
Thanks,
2014 and
Alex.
beyond.